Okay, so today is day 46 of Bible in 90 days, or what we've termed What's in the Bible, i.e., what's actually in the Bible. What does the Bible talk about? What does it seem to concentrate on? Or, what are the stories that are in there? What are the characters? What are the people? What are the chapters? What are the, ideas or whatever? Just what's in the Bible? A summary of what it says. So, we've been doing most of the Bible, well, the entire Bible. So far, we've gone through most of the books of the Old Testament. We're now in the book of Psalms. Today, we finish the book of Psalms and head over into the book of Proverbs. So, as I said a few days ago, we're in a section of the books called the Writings. So, most of the stuff that we had read, maybe from Genesis all the way to Second Chronicles, is mainly kind of called the histories. So, which is just stories that we're reading about the stuff that happened, stuff that actually happened, factual stuff. Then when we get to Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Song of Songs, or Job as well, these are called, the writings. Then after the writings, we're going to get into the prophets. Then, it just goes on like that. So just to finish off today, as we said in Psalms, I'm just kind of saying what I think is the big idea, or, what the psalm is really concentrating on. So if you can, you should read that yourself. Psalm 135, great psalm, praising God for who He is. God is in control. The futility of worshipping idols. Psalm 136, praising God for delivering the Israelites and their journey through, the wilderness. Psalm 137, a song for mourning as they were exiled to Babylon. Psalm 138, thanking God for all His word, His faithfulness. There's a verse in there that says, "For though the Lord is high, He regards the lowly." Great verse. Psalm 139, great psalm, very popular as well, that talks about God's omniscience, which means He knows everything. It also talks about God's omnipresence, which means He is everywhere. We hear about God's involvement in our births all the way from when we're in the womb, from conception, God's plans for us being foreknown, God's wisdom, and our openness, how we're supposed to kind of respond to this, that our openness. A verse in there kind of tells us, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my thoughts. See if there is any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." Psalm 140, prayer for deliverance. Psalm 141, great psalm, asking God for help in being holy, living the way that He wants us to live. Psalm 142, prayer for deliverance. 143, prayer again for deliverance, forgiveness, and communion with God. 144, praising God and praying for God's will. 145, great psalm, praising God for His goodness, protection, and provision. Good verse in there says, "The eyes of all look to you, and you give them their food in due season. You open your hand, satisfying the desire of every living thing." Great verse. Psalm 146, praising God and putting all our hope in Him. Psalm 147, great psalm, praising God for His strength and His works in nature. Psalm 148, praising God for creating the world. Psalm 149, praising God and encouraging others to do so. Psalm 150, praise Him, praise Him, praise Him, praise Him. Just talking about praising God because, He's so good, He's so awesome. And that is the end. 150 Psalms, that we've gone through, which are prayers, songs, poems, meditations, writings, etc., that we see that were written by different people, obviously in different times, that just kind of help us, see what other people were going through, and are very useful in my opinion. Then we get into the book of Proverbs. Proverbs was written by Solomon, which is basically about wisdom and knowledge, and doing the right things. So today we're going to look at Proverbs 1 to Proverbs 6. Again, because they're writings, I'll probably just be mentioning the things that I think that particular chapter is talking about. Again, please make some time to to read it for yourself. So Proverbs 1, the good purposes of wisdom and knowledge. There's a verse in there, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge." It talks about running away from sin and temptation. Wisdom is crying out in the street, and we ought to heed it. So wisdom is put in this analogy as a lady that is calling out to the street, inviting everybody. Proverbs 2, God is the source of wisdom and the benefits of wisdom. Proverbs 3, keeping that wisdom, being loyal, being faithful, trusting God, living generously, being willing to be disciplined, the benefits of wisdom, being confident in God, doing good to all people, living well, with others as well. Proverbs 4, staying wise, staying away from evil, living holy. Proverbs 5, staying away from adulteresses, pursuing marital happiness and faithfulness. Proverbs 6, which is our last chapter, fulfilling obligations and vows, not being lazy, the end of scoundrels and villains, the 7 things that God hates, staying wise, and staying away from prostitutes, i.e., adultery. So yeah, that's basically where we are. Tomorrow we continue in the book of Proverbs, just to get some wisdom, about life and how to do certain things, or how we should approach, situations, and how we should watch our mouth, and how we should watch, our thoughts, and how we should relate with other people, how we should relate, with God as well. So hopefully, that will be, helpful as well. So I will see you guys tomorrow.